Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Margaret. Let me just get started here. This is interesting. I think you're the everyone at the moment, Marge. And there is the link. Yeah, we've got because Kelly does what you call Airbnb, where she rents her spare bedroom out, and we've had an elderly couple come round. It turns out it's the woman, the wife of the couple. She's Canadian. I haven't spoke to her yet. I haven't had the chance to speak to her, but maybe tomorrow before they go. How are you anyway? You really think so? You really think so? I've been popping in every now and again and viewing Bruce from time to time, and he has lost some weight. He's doing well, I must say. But wow, yeah, here she is. Hi,
Hi.
Marge. How you doing? You alright?
Hi. You're looking
Um,
good. You lost some weight.
yeah, thank you.
So this Las Vegas story
Yeah.
gets deeper and deeper. Um, the beginning of May, they had that encounter when they called the police.
Hmm.
The sheriff installed cameras on their property for the family's protection. On May 27th, he removed the cameras from that property. And then the family went viral. They posted it. Like, why take the cameras down when he
Yeah.
hasn't seen anything?
Hmm.
And one of the police officers was a female, and she did go back to the family for her own, um, how would you say, like, she was wondering, like, what the hell really happened here? Like, she was inquisitive, like, what's really going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't go as a police officer. She went on her own. Then they said they've had a black SUV with blackened windows monitoring their house or their property. And one of the reporters came on, he's a YouTuber, and he says, yeah, that'd be me. I was sitting there watching, like, I'm thinking, are these guys for real? Like, did they plan this? Like, he says, I was just sitting there watching. So he says, the black USV with the blackened windows, that's me. So, yeah, a lot of strange stuff going on.
Yeah. Yeah. How's the atmosphere down there, Marge? What with the fires and that? I heard it's got worse.
The wind shifted. Well, we
Yeah.
just had a really insane thunderstorm, a lot of
Yeah.
lightning and thunder. Um, it's being hazy, like you go outside and you smell campfires all over the place. New York, for some reason, had it really, really bad, all the way down to the Carolinas. I guess it followed the jet stream,
Yeah.
and then the jet stream has changed, so you guys should be smelling campfires.
Well, when we had that air show, and I've done a first section of that, by the way, and I keep meaning to. I need to hurry up with them videos, to be fair. But if you look at the first section, I'll put it up maybe tomorrow morning. The first part of the air show starts off with the hot air balloons going up, and you even told me, Marge, the day before about us getting the smoke. And sure enough, when the balloons were going up, you could, because we were freezing our asses off when we got there. We got there like 5:30 in the morning,
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, and the balloons didn't start till like 6 in the morning. We was freezing. I'll tell you what, next time we go to an air show, we're bringing a tent. It was crazy. All these people rocking up there with these tents and sleeping bags and picnic. We just rock up with some unfoldable chairs. You know, these unfoldable chairs the fishermen
Yeah,
use. Like, we
yeah,
got a couple of them. We're just sitting there, t-shirts, hoodie on, and Kelly pulls this blanket out, the only blanket we've got, and I'm like, "Can I share that blanket with you?" Shivering, shivering, shivering. Well, anyway, air balloons are going up one by one, and they only got like about 150 feet, only about 150 feet, close to 200 feet, and you could see this grey smoke coming over, loads of it merging with all the clouds and all the crap you've got up there anyway. And it was horrible, man. And I said that'd be the smoke that Marge was on about. And you can see the balloons on the footage merging into the clouds and that and disappearing, and then slowly as it goes out, right about 8:30, 9 o'clock, the sun started breaking through the crap, and then by 10 o'clock it started warming up and started getting more comfortable then. And then for the rest of the day, I'm moaning that it's too hot. Yeah, as always is the case, man. But yeah,
yeah.
other
We
than
got
that,
a problem. We got an invasion of beetles that attack the pine trees,
yeah, I think you got
and
that last year as well, didn't you?
yeah. So like way up north, a lot of the forests,
It's
there's a
Dave.
lot of dead timber. But I was
Oh, yeah.
watching Dutch Sense,
Yeah.
and we had one forest fire on the New Brunswick Quebec border on the south shore of Quebec. That was at 2:57 p.m. I forget the date that he posted that, but it was at 2:57 p.m. At 3 o'clock p.m., 21 fires erupted all at once. And the province of Quebec, we could fit all of Europe in our province. That's how big Quebec is.
Wow.
So like we're talking hundreds of miles. Embers don't stay lit for hundreds of miles.
And you've seen them videos as well where they're dropping fire on to cause the breaks. They say to cause the breaks so that it don't spread.
Yeah.
But it does make me wonder. It does make me wonder. I was thinking about that, funnily enough, on the way home. Um, and I was thinking to myself, like last year, we had fires over here that I've never heard of. It happens in the summer. You'll get a fire here and there because maybe some glass has like reflected and caused a fire here and there. But if you remember, last year in the summer, we was getting fires all over the UK. There was fires in the Lickey Hills, not too far away from, just on the other side of Birmingham. Who's getting loads of fires over there, and even in the local parks over by my mum's. I went down there. When was it? September, after all the fires had been over and done with, and I popped and seen my mum. And after that, I went into the park to go and see if I could do a little bit of herping, see if I could see a few frogs and toads maybe under the wood. And that I got there to the park, and there was no wood piles to look under because they'd all been burnt. I'm looking around and I'm like, where's all
Everything
what's
was incinerated.
everything was just cindered, like black marks all over the place. And then at first, when I saw the first patch, I thought, oh, kids have been here again, maybe burnt a bike they've robbed. And then I noticed when I looked further afield, it was all over the place. Even trees had been burnt to sit. And I'm like, and then I remembered about Licky Hills and what was on the YouTube about fires all over the place. And I was like, so it's happened over here as well. So I just went after that. But I reckon we're going to get it again this year. What with what's going on over by you and how what it's got. Like I personally think the weather we're getting at the moment now is the temperatures you would get in July. So I don't even know what it's going to be like when we hit July into early August. Yeah.
I don't know if this is true. Anything the government puts out, I question now. I'm so on the fence. It's terrible. So then they posted that it was caused by the sun. That the dead timber was getting heated and heated and heated by the sun and it ignited. Because that day was a sunny, blue sky day, not a cloud in the sky. So it wasn't heat lightning because there was no clouds. So they say it was caused by the intense sunshine. I don't know.
Hmm.
So then I looked up at the NASA World Forest Fire map.
Yeah.
Even India has fires going. Like the Africa, the whole world has forest fires going, but it seems just above the agricultural areas.
Hmm. What a coincidence. Dink. Not. Um. It's
Like
like you say.
Mexico,
Lot of
Mexico.
strange stuff going on at the moment. Like what's going on with the sun and the orangey red glow around the sun. I'm seeing it in the sunrise, but I never noticed until I watched watch watch Woman of the Dragons few of her videos, and she was showing the reddy orange around the sun when it's setting as well. So God knows what's going on there. She says it's the dragon system coming in. I need to look into that more. But yeah, never seen it before. I was walking into work this morning, and because you can't look directly at the sun, can you? But I was walking down this one bit where there was a trailer to a truck that had been left parked up, and I'm walking now, and the sun was in front of the truck, but the reflection of the sun was reflecting off these windows. And then when I'd got down between the building and the row of windows, and you've got on the other side, the side of the shiny trailer cover to this truck, it's the reflection is reflecting off the windows, but then the reflection of the window is also shining on the truck. And it was like a stretched out sun across the truck and across the windows. And you could blatantly see the orangey red stretched out across the windows as you're walking down. And the same on the side of the trailer. You could see it plain as anything. And I was like, yeah, there's that orange like hue, like thing around the side. I've never seen it before. Only this year I've started seeing that. It's crazy stuff, man. It's nice to see. It's nice colour, but it just makes you wonder what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Um, and then, I mean, are they using like space weapons to cause these
Oh,
fires?
yes. I got to tell you something. On
Yeah,
space.com, a university in the States sent up a satellite and it captures the solar rays from the sun and they beam it to Earth.
yeah,
And then I'm thinking that black line, I don't know if it was you or Adam posted this black line in the sky. And I
Yeah,
think, could that,
Adam.
but
Adam. Yeah.
wouldn't an energy beam be white? I don't know. It was really, really weird.
It would depend, I suppose. I mean, not necessarily, I guess. Um, Certainly it's strange though. I have caught something like that myself. Um, I've
In one
seen.
of his videos, there was a dark patch in the sky. Yeah, that was Adam, I think.
I'm gonna grab my water, Marge. It's literally just there. My goodness, has it been a hot one today? I've been back and forth to work this morning like a yo-yo because I had to go for a blood test. That's why I got this mark on my arm.
Oh yeah.
Let's go for a blood test. So I was just about to tell my gaffer on the Thursday when we was finishing, don't forget I've got a blood test. So I won't be coming into work. And then they say to me, can you come and start at 6 in the morning? Because usually I start at 7. And I was like, oh, I'm in an hour in it. And they said, come in at 6 and then you can go when you need to go. And I was like, hmm. And then he says, it's only going to take you, it ain't going to take you long, and then you can come straight back. And I was like, go on then, I'll do it. So I come in at 6. I went at half an hour longer than I planned on going. I still got to my appointment. And then I thought to myself, should I even bother going back into work? Because I don't think it's going to be worth it. And I thought, nah, make the effort. Because once you've done this, you've got the weekend and you don't have to go back into work until next Thursday. Because I've booked the next 3 days off work for Kelly's birthday on Wednesday. So we can go out and about and go on some adventures again. And celebrate a birthday on the Wednesday. So I got that out of the way, and I was absolutely drained from the sun on the way back. Absolutely drained. I did not want to do anything after that. I had to make the effort to get on the train and all that, and nearly falling asleep on there. I thought I got the wrong train as well at one point until I heard the woman on the thing say it's the Redditch train, so that calmed me a bit. Just about to text Kelly and say, "Love, I'm really sorry. I think I got on the wrong train here." But yeah, so it's been a bit of a strange one. It's
So you'll get the results when?
oh for the yeah now I've got to book the myself into the clinic now. They'll get the blood test results now, and then I book myself into the clinic, and then he'll be able to give me the scan results. I'm still scared though, Marge.
Did you go to the dentist?
Sorry to say if Dave's still listening, but no.
Shame on you.
Mhm. I need to. But I tell you what, that hole that's been made in my tooth has more or less stayed the same for a good couple of years. But recently, prior to saying I got to go to the dentist, I've been like earlier, putting my tip of my tongue down there, and I can feel that it's got wider.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I've got no pain from it at the moment. I was going through a period where I was having on and off pain for about a week, and it was making me think, oh, is this it now? Is this like it telling me time to get rid of me now? And I know it's no excuse. I'm still going to get on it because I know it's only going to get worse if I don't sort it out. But for now,
Good.
thank God, it's no, there's no pain, luckily.
Okay.
But
No,
thanks for
no.
reminding me. In fact, do you know what? I'm gonna make a quick note of that right now because I think that's the best move. Just to put
I'm knocking on wood for you. I'm knocking on wood for you.
it's believe me, it's something I've been thinking about. I've had a lot of stuff to do though, and a lot of things on my mind. It's like they're bringing a lot of stuff out now, Marge, aren't they, about aliens admitting things and people saying, "Oh, the government have got so many craft and so many alien bodies here, there, and everywhere, and all that." And we already
Yeah,
know the
these
fake alien invasion's supposed to be coming, and it's just making you think, "Oh, is everyone getting geared up for something?" You know what I mean?
well, the United States passed a law on these whistleblowers that they're allowed to speak their mind, whatever. But these guys now have hired security because they fear for their lives and for their family, which is pretty scary.
Do you know what? I haven't even got a dentist. Oh, I think there's a dentist in my doctor's. It's like a multi-complex thing.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, my son is 41 and he only has one filling, and he swears when he went to the dentist for a checkup and cleaning that he didn't have any cavities. The guy just wanted to make money off him.
there's one there because honestly, I've got a mind like a bloody sieve most of the time, and it's important. Um, and I appreciate people like yourself and Dave for urging me to get this done because I know really it's something that needs to be done. I just, you know, it happens to people. You get sidetracked, you do other things, and it gets forgotten. It's an important thing. You know? I put one by the TV as well. I should have. I should have got
So,
on it straight after I did that last stream. To be fair,
so you
um,
have a lot of stickies or post-its all over the place?
yeah, I was looking for post-its to be honest with you, because that would have been better. But I put them in the key places where I like to sit. 'Cause I was actually thinking it's late, so shall I just do the stream when I get up? But I think Kelly's gonna want to do something tomorrow, so
Years ago, I went to visit my girlfriend and she bought me something, and she said, "Here, I'll put a stick up on the door so we don't forget when we leave the house. So you grab your bag." Okay. Damn it. We walked out that front door, and then she had walked me to the bus stop, and she goes, "Aren't we brilliant?" And I go, "Yeah, we are, aren't we?" Like joking around. And she goes, "No, you stupid bitch, we didn't take the bag." She walked out the door and didn't even see the sticker. Oh, it was funny. Yeah.
I think because I can't see this. I've just I've just gone for it and thought, sod it. I've even had to turn my phone upright, not sideways. I like it. Still can't see myself. I'm just carrying on with it. I thought, sod it.
Oh no, I see you. I hear you fine.
That's
So what
fine.
happened? How did normally you see yourself and your call-ins?
Yeah, normally I can see myself. The only good thing about this, Marge, is I can see without using the goddamn magnifying glass. I can actually see the chat. Not that there's anybody here but me and you. Or maybe Dave's still lurking, but I'm not surprised if he's gone to bed. Um,
Wow.
I mean, it's cool. I just wish I could see how many people are here. I'm just assuming that it's me and you.
See on the bottom I have mic. What is that? Mic, camera, chat, more, and leave.
Yeah, that's me. That's me as well.
So if I press the chat, I could see the chat, but I'm afraid. So Yeah, I won't touch anything. So my son's new store is going to be opening on Monday.
Yeah.
It's the largest sports store in all of Canada that he's manager of. Wow. Three, you know those big freight trucks?
Yeah.
Three of them with
Wow.
boxes, or what do you call them? Slats? 87 of those slats of boxes to be placed in the store. So he had to open up every box. First, he has to take a photo of every package. God, imagine that. Took him forever.
Or is that like an insurance thing? Is it?
Yeah, to make sure that he got all that the company sent him. Yeah.
Mm. Tell you what, my phone is boiling hot for some reason. That's usually a sign that someone's like attacking. It's really hot. Screen's really hot.
Yeah, if I listen to the coast to coast, my phone gets really hot.
I've started watching Coast to Coast a lot. But I found Coast to Coast years ago, and then for some reason it was one of those it was one of them channels that when my phone said it's time for you to have a what is it now an upgrade, you know, an update on your phone, software
Okay.
update, and your phone shuts down and then it does all this loading crap. Going back a couple of years, Coast to Coast was one of the ones that just weren't sending me any notifications anymore. And then it weren't until you told me about Coast to Coast that I've had to resub to them because I don't remember unsubbing them. It's like a few years ago, I got unsubbed to Dalai Lama as well. A few times I had to resub to her, and I thought, what's going on there? You know what I mean? And a few others
When
as well.
you're on YouTube and you want the notification if you're a subscriber to that
Yeah,
channel,
I always click all.
yeah, yeah. Wow.
So you can notice then that I'm actually losing weight. Can you see it in my face? Can you?
Yes, I see your neck. You have a neck too.
Yeah. Well, I had it was just a big pile of fat at first, and now it's. I mean,
Yeah.
you can really see it on Bruce, man. He's looking like he did when I went back to some of his old videos, like 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. I'm like,
I'm not.
mate,
I went on um maybe 3 hours ago to see what he had posted about the Las Vegas thing, and I
yeah,
noticed that he did lose a lot of weight. Yeah.
mm, he's doing well. He's doing well. But £70, man, £70. I mean, how big was he to lose £70? I've gone from 16 pounds point sorry 16 stone .2 pounds is what I started off with
Yeah,
right
but
at
I
the
think he said that he'll fast.
yeah
Okay.
he fasts a hell of a lot. He's fasting for longer periods than me. I only done one period last week where I had something to eat in the on the Wednesday afternoon and then went to bed that night, nothing else to eat. Thursday, nothing to eat. Went to work on Friday, nothing to eat until I got to Kelly's and had my usual chippy. But when I weighed myself on that Friday before I got to Kelly's, I'd lost like a staggering, to me, it was a big deal, a staggering £4, and I dropped down, and I was like, yeah, I'm really happy with that. In total, so far, I've lost. It's minor compared to what Bruce has lost. He's had a lot more weight to lose than me. To be fair, though, and
Yeah, he
in
drinks a
your
lot of
fair,
water, and I'm
he's
not sure
really
the
cut
third or fourth
all
day.
off, and
The
he's
third
really
or
going for it. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, he drinks a lot of water, and I think on the third or fourth day he'll have an egg,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then
Whereas,
nothing for a few more days.
yeah,
If
like I was
if
gonna
I
say,
heard,
he'll do it. I've only done it where I don't eat anything for a couple of days once, and it was hard for me. That was so. Fair play to him for doing that, being as big as he is and used to eating as much as he was eating, and then to go and do what he's doing and how committed he is to doing it. He's doing quite well. But the way I'm doing it, I'm biding my time, and I've got a lot less weight to lose. I've lost just over 2.5 stone so far. So I've gone from 16.2 at the end of March when I started, and today, sorry, technically we're in Saturday now. So last night I weighed myself before I got here, and I thought if I can get myself to 14.5, I'll be happy with that, because I've been dwindling at the end of the week from Wednesday, Thursday, between 14.10 and 14.8, which was my latest new weight I got myself down to. I thought if I can get to 14.5, um, I'll be
so that's
happy with that.
195, 96 pounds.
I did it though. Do you know what? I'm gonna change it to pounds or whatever it is. You guys
No,
weigh
I'm doing the calculation in my head because I'm old school.
It was just simplified for me. I mean, I've got kilograms, pounds, and stone on my scales, and I just switch it to stone, which is the bottom setting, just to simplify it. You know what I mean? I don't
Yeah.
really want to put
But
myself on the scales and see loads of fucking numbers as my figure. You know what I
how
mean? It's
tall are
like
you? How
a,
tall are you?
I think the last time I measured myself, 6 foot 2 inches. But it's been about a year and a half since
And your bone mass? Are you like small, medium, large?
oh, I'd say medium. I'm not big boned like my brother. He's a big boned lad, he is. Um, yeah, I got myself down to 14.5 pounds. So 14 stone, 5 pounds. So I'm guessing I've got like another 3.5 stone to go until my belly's gone. And but I'm integrating full on gym now as well. It's not just like dumbbells. I'm doing a workout now, so that's going to have an effect, because as I'm losing weight, I'm going to have muscle mass now as well. I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the next, say, 3 months, when you start to slowly notice the
But
difference.
here on Google, 6.2, depending on your bone mass, like a small bone, 171,
Yeah,
large bone, 209 pounds.
I never thought I did, didn't I? Can do pretty much anything else on there, so yeah.
So that's pretty good.
You still lurking, Dave? Or is he gone? He says, I'm lurking as I'm up in 5 hours. Yeah. I'll have to do another one tomorrow at some point if I can, so I can talk to more people.
So
Well,
these moths that you have in the garden,
these
do
what?
they, the
Oh, yeah,
moths,
yeah.
they're really pretty, but do
They're
they
lovely.
eat wood?
because she's got a load of she's got an arrangement of different flowers, and some of them are like wild flowers as well, but they're really pretty ones because Kelly's like that. Um, and the moths absolutely love it. They're a daytime flying moth, so you'll
Oh,
mistake them for a butterfly at first because they're floating around and hovering around like butterflies. And then it's not until they land on the flowers that you actually notice that, oh, it's scarlet tiger moth. And I was lucky enough because I just got out of the taxi and come onto the garden, and my shadow startled. There was quite a number of them, and they all took off. And that's what made me notice this mating pair that was on these purple flowers that she's got. So I
yeah.
scooped them up, and I thought I'd take a quick video of them. And then I thought to myself, well, I'll hold on to them until they're finished. And then when they're finished, I'll let them go. I'll let the male go. And I'll hold on to the female until she's laid her eggs. But unfortunately, that's going to mean she will die after she's laid her eggs. She's done her job. And then it will be up to me in my hands now to look after them eggs and raise them. So I'll be looking out for that now. I,
And
I,
how do
I
you
will.
raise them?
I will.
Okay, so they turn into
I've got to.
caterpillars.
I've got to check up because I'm not 100% sure, but I think they'll eat nettle and dock leaf. But just to be sure, because I know garden tiger moths, which I've raised before, eat nettles, and they absolutely love dandelion. So I'm just going to check on scarlet tiger moths because they might prefer something else. So I've got to be prepared for when they keeping an eye on them.
And what insect eats the eggs? Ants, I
Uh,
guess.
Beetles, I guess ants could pick them up and take them back to the nest, yeah, of course. But it's mainly beetles, um, stuff like that. Beetles, maybe small birds, um, stuff like that. Maybe some crab
Can you
spiders.
actually, with your eye, see the eggs on the plant?
Only just about. I mean, they're like really, like small poppy seeds, and they're like little grains of sand.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, cool.
And they're green at first as well, so they'll be really hard to see on the stems unless you've got a keen eye or a magnifying glass. But yeah, they're gonna be in a container anyway, so I'll be able to see them. So like when I caught when I was a lot younger, I used to when I was living in the family home, I used to do the gardening for a bit of pocket money for the old man next door, and I was doing his front garden, getting old knife down the cracks of the pavement to get the weeds out and that. And I come across this garden tiger moth female, and I took her in, put her in an ice cream tub overnight. And the next morning, I opened the tub, and she was stiff as a board, upside down in the tub. And I was sad because I'd seen garden tiger moth in books and that and on the TV before. I never had the chance to catch one alive until now, so I was really happy. When I opened this tub and she's on her back dead, stiff as a board, I was
Oh,
really sad. And I was like, oh no, she's died. But then I noticed she's left a present behind, which was like fantastic. Loads and a cluster of loads and loads of eggs in the corner. And I thought to myself, don't you worry, Mum. I'll take charge of these. And I got my bugs books out and started looking up what they eat. And at first I give them nettle because I just guessed that they would like nettle. And it did say that they like nettle, and they did have a little munch when they hatched out their eggs at the nettle, but not as much as I thought. Then I found out they like dandelions, and I put some dandelion leaves in there. They absolutely stripped it, and they were getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And they call the caterpillars woolly bears. That's what the caterpillars are known as because they've got all this black fuzzy fur all over them. They just look like big fuzzy moustaches, and they've got orange, ginger orange to a red fur down the sides, and then they've got like long fur at the top, and it goes into like a white at the top, a bit like a porcupine, and they're just fascinating. The caterpillar and the moth are quite attractive, and then they hatched out. Or it was like in October when they hatched out. I didn't think they would survive, and that was fantastic. That was to see them. I lost some of them, and I come home one day from my mates, and there was all bloody silken cocoons all wrapped around in my curtains and that, drawing my curtains at night. Oh God, I've lost some of my caterpillars. There's all these little silken cocoons inside the creases of my curtains where they'd escaped and made a little cocoon in the curtains. So I had to delicately peel the cocoon and get the pupae out and put them back into a container with uh, cotton pads, cotton
Oh,
pads.
yeah.
Got out my mum's nail and makeup kit. I put them all in a neat line and lay the chrysalises down on them. And 2 weeks later, all these moths are hatching. It's quite fascinating.
But do they hibernate in the winter?
This it depends, you know. I think it's because they were indoors and they were a lot warmer. They felt like they could get away with hatching out in October, but normally they would stay dormant until like late March, spring, and then hatch out then when it's more suitable for them. Which is
Oh,
why I'm going to do things differently with these scarlets, and I'm going to make sure I keep an eye on the temperature when it comes close to. I'll keep an eye on the temperature outside when it comes into the fall, because these will probably turn into chrysalis by the time on my or finishing my summer holiday. Because I had cinnabar moths as well, and they did exactly the same thing, and I would have thought they would have had chance to hatch out at the end of summer,
yeah.
but they didn't. They stayed in their chrysalis all the way through till next April. And I brought the chrysalis up to Kelly's, and they all started hatching out in her kitchen. I had to let them go out the back garden. It was lovely to see that my cinnabar moths, a lot black and red, just like the scarlet tiger moth shape wise, but instead of being like a creamy brown and white with the orangey red, they've got jet black wings and then like a pinky red underneath, and then pinky red spots and lines on the top. Beautiful. And there's another species of cinnabar moth as well, but it's like a turquoise with pink spots. I think that's in another country. Might even be you might be able to get them over by you, you know. And they secrete like this poison that comes out of these glands just at the back of the wings, either side, just behind the head. And all this like foam, they cause all this foam to come out onto the thorax, so that when birds peck at them, all this residue bubbles up, and it's really tastes really bad to the birds.
Okay.
It's a deterrent, and it makes them leave the moth alone. And it usually works because it's like ladybugs. They do the same thing. They secrete like this orange liquid. It
Yeah.
smells, and it's to deter the birds from
Me and
eating
my
it.
daughter-in-law hung out her laundry a couple of summers ago. And when she came home from work, she's taking the laundry out and she had to shake off all these ladybugs. And she says they stink up the laundry.
Yeah, yeah. Was
I
that in
really
the fall?
don't
Was
know.
it? Was that in the fall when that happened? Because they usually ladybugs around about September. They all gather in groups, don't they? Because I live in a high-rise flat, and around about September, I get a whole lot of ladybugs come, and you can just see them flying all over the place out the window, and you open the window and you look on the side of the block, and you can see just ladybirds all the way down the block, and they just gather in groups to hibernate to keep warm.
In the suburbs as a teen. we were infested by June bugs, and we would throw them at each other because
Did,
their
did you say
legs have
blue books?
barbs. Yeah, June bugs.
Yeah, I
They're
know
like
what.
big black beetles.
Yeah,
Don't see them here in the city.
we had. I don't know if it was last year. It might have been 21, but one of the summers. Pretty sure it was last year. Round about now into July, it's hot weather like this in the summer. And I come out, I was getting the train to Kelly's as usual, and there was all these black beetles flying everywhere, like literally bouncing off me and just crawling all over the path as I'm walking. And I'm like, what are these beetles? And I thought next time one comes close enough, I'm just gonna reach out and grab it. And this one floated past me, and I grabbed it and I looked, took pictures of it. I think I put it on YouTube as well. And I took a close look at it, and to me, it just looked like a mini dung beetle kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, never
They're
seen
quite
them
big.
before. Loads of them there was. They were flying because like, I come out and at first I thought, oh here we go, the flying ant season started, and then they were bouncing off me, and I was like, they ain't no flying ants, they're beetles, and they've got like these really big hooks on the end of the
Yeah,
beak,
barbs. Yeah,
and they walk like that. And I had a look at it. I was like, that looks like one of those bloody dung beetles, or one of those what are they called now? You see them in these films where they've got the mummy and that, these what they're called assassin bugs or something.
scarab.
Possibly, yeah. Scarab beetles. You know the ones that are like around like that and they've got the claws and they
Yeah,
scuttle
yeah,
scurry around everywhere. Yeah, yeah. Look like little tiny badges, don't they?
yeah.
They're like shaped like a walnut kind of thing.
And then your bumblebee, I was surprised when you zoomed in real close and I
Well,
saw its back legs. He uses it as a rudder.
it's nice, isn't it? When you right, have you actually I'll try and get that on film tomorrow, but have you actually seen how they do that when they go into the flower and then they pass the nectar down and then they get it on the hairs of the leg and then you see them rub and they do this thing and it looks like they're doing some sort of knitting thing with their leg and you can see the pollen building up and building up onto the leg like two little stores either side on the hind
Yeah,
legs.
yeah,
And then once they've got like a capacity, how they know probably weight, I guess. And then when they're full, they'll fly back to the nest. And then I'd have to watch a video to see how they actually probably do the same thing. Probably just rub the legs together, I guess, and just scrape it off. And then it will go into one of the little hexagons where there's a grub. And then they'll seal that over, I guess, when it's full. And then it will feed off that and then turn into a baby bee. But yeah, it is fascinating. I'll try and get it tomorrow. But I was actually watching after a bit, and you can see when they go in, and they're doing this like rubbing motion with the legs to get
yeah.
the pollen onto the legs. It's really fascinating to watch.
One of the homes that I was living in, on the weekend, we'd go for a car ride. And then in the fall, he would stop, get apples. Another place, he'd get two huge 50-pound bags of potatoes. Another stop is the Oka cheese made by the monks. But I don't know where we were going. It was somewhere up in the Laurentians. And he put his wipers on, made the windows worse, all the bug juice. And he had to
Well,
pull into a garage to wash the windows. Don't see that today.
over here, it's we're getting a lot of sap off the trees. A lot of sap's coming off the trees, like never before. At first, we thought maybe it's something to do with the rain, something in the rain. And then I noticed my mate's car was getting it, and he's got it worse because he's always parking his car under a sycamore tree. And the dew that was coming off like the green flowers that they produce, and it was sticking all over the car. It just looks like someone's got a load of syrup,
Oh
just
my goodness.
sprayed it all over the like with a paintbrush or something. You see all these sticky speckles all over the car, like to the point where you can't see properly out the windows. It's that bad. Just like in a daze, sitting there under a tree.
Here in the city, um, mid-June to mid-July, we would get the pollen from the pine trees. Everything is yellow.
Wow.
And then my sinuses kick in.
Mine have been playing up like terrible this year because of the pollen. Been sneezing a lot. And you know when it's the pollen as well, because it would be like usually the one sneeze as opposed to when you got a cold or something and you sneeze like a couple of times or more than once and then you sniffling after. It'd be like a kind of like a dry cough, and it would just like be the one cough every now and again.
Yeah.
And you just feel that itching on your throat, and then your nose will feel blocked and nausea and slight dizziness. And am I making your throat tickle now, Marge?
Yeah. This week it's going to be a beast for the heat and humidity.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be in the 30s.
You mark my words, Marge. I bet you in the next couple of weeks we'll be getting reports of fires
Oh, I
again.
hope not. I hope not.
Yeah, I hope not as well, but I can see it. I can see it. They're definitely gearing us up for something in regards to the alien invasion thing.
Like, I was
Uh,
thinking after I watched Dutch Sense's video of these fires, I was thinking maybe they used this war satellite, ignited the fires, so this way they can come in from the north and from the west, like just march through because there's no forest.
Smoke
So that,
screen.
no forest to hide. They just
Oh,
march in.
mm.
But that doesn't make sense because now they have no place to hide, right? I don't know. It's just so weird. And like up north, it's really hard to put out these fires because it's mountainous. You've got cliffs and I don't know, gorges and really sad. And then Environment Canada says that this is really hard in the wildlife. Well, yeah.
Wouldn't like to be Bambi over there right now.
No, no.
No.
Or Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Where's the worst place hit? Where's like
All of northern Canada, from British Columbia all the way across.
no. I was watching a video and I couldn't believe the magnitude of it. You can literally, you got the helicopter's view and it's looking down on this woodland. You got the mountains in the background and you can just see stretches of pine trees
Yep.
all across. And you just got this wall of smoke, like a wall of smoke going right up into the stratosphere. Like literally, like when you see these sandstorms and you can
Yeah.
see like a wall of red coming, like that, but grey and black. And it's just like, whoa, look at the magnitude of that. Crazy, crazy, man.
There's a
Imagine,
town called Chibougamau. They evacuated that place 2 weeks ago because of the
yeah,
fires. They got it under control finally. Now they just moved back and assessing the damage and everything. They have to be evacuated again because it restarted.
I think that's going to go on for some time.
And not only that, we have zombie fires way up north in the tundra because of the peat moss.
Is it Is it like really spontaneous over there and that as well?
Well, what happens is you get a lightning. Okay, we're going back maybe 10 years ago. It was on the news. The Inuit were complaining they had never had a thunderstorm in all their lives, never seen a thunderstorm except when they were down south here. And the yaks and the caribou stampeded, and they have their homes on stilts. Well, knock some of the houses over. This stampede of. Have you ever seen a yak? They're
They're a
huge.
little bit. They're like a little version of a wildebeest, as far as I can remember.
They're huge. So you get a couple hundred of those and caribou
Are they
stampeding through the village.
the ones that are like that, like the ones that come out like that, like handlebars, and they're like really jacked at the front like a bull, and then
Yeah, there's something like a bison with a long
yeah,
fur skirt. Yeah.
yeah.
And so like they were complaining like you've never seen thunderstorms and it caused a stampede and some houses were knocked down. And so the lightning had hit the permafrost and then it burns through. But now winter comes and it covers, but it doesn't extinguish. It's still smoldering deep down because you're talking a lot of feet down. Well, your peat moss, I don't know where you have that in England, but it's pretty deep. So they call that zombie fires.
Do you know what? I've never really come across anywhere that's really peaty. I think more down south, more towards where Dave lives, down them sort of sides maybe. We'll have some peaty areas. I think marshland will have a lot of peat. Yeah. Come across a lot of areas where it's really mossy. Like Kelly's granddad's garden, most of the bloody lawn's moss. It's what keeps it so spongy. And it retains a lot of water, so it's always nice and green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, in BC they have beautiful forests. BC and Alaska with all the moss growing and the ferns. Yeah, really pretty. Okay, the one that you posted me on Messenger, I watched her video. She tends to ramble a bit.
Who are we talking about, Emma?
Oh God, Darcy or something like that. She's a Wiccan white witch.
Oh, who was it now that I posted? Oh, yes, I'm on board. Yeah, I know what you're on about now. Yeah, she doesn't. I haven't seen her come on to the Basis project for a while, but that was the seriousest I've ever, if that's the word. That's the most serious I've ever seen her. Like usually she's more
When she was going
cheerful
through
and
history
everything.
and doing the fives, I'm there. Oh my God, maybe she has something to this, you know?
Yeah. I was struggling to watch all of it though because I was tired at the time. But the last
Yeah.
couple of days, what with the sun and working so hard, I just had to go to bed. I don't usually go straight to bed after work, but as soon as I took that bag off my back, I was like, took my bag off my back, got out my clothes, weighed myself, made a note of my weight, and then I got my clothes back on and I sat there and I was like, you know what, I don't even want to do anything. I just want to go to bed. So I listened to myself and I went straight to bed. And I put that on and I started watching it, and like the first 5 minutes interested me. So I thought, you know what? I think Marge might be interested in this. So I sent you a copy of it and I just started drifting off. So I didn't get to watch all of it. I was in and out.
My sister, she's passed on, but she was Wiccan. And I was into that and the occult, and then all that weird shit started happening. Now I'm nothing.
Oh God, we've got robot voice again. Let me try something, Marge. I'm just gonna.
Somebody wants to come on?
I'll be right back because
Okay.
that bloody thing has happened again, and I can't hear what you're saying. I've done a video of it. Did you see it? Where I do a video of all the little problems I have with StreamYard, and you literally can't hear a single bloody thing you're saying. It all goes all muffling like a robot.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. So mark the time. It's 7:59 here.
I'm gonna try something here.
Okay. It's funny. It seems to happen almost on the hour and half hour. Wonder if that's the radar.
You hear me, Marge?
Yeah, I hear you perfect. See you perfect.
And I
Yeah, I
can
was
hear you
just
perfect.
thinking
That's what I
it's
need to do next time. Refresh it.
yeah. So I
Haha.
was thinking that happens to you on the hour and half hour. And I'm thinking maybe it's the radar updating.
Yeah, possibly. I think you said that before, didn't you?
Yeah, just a thought. Because you're near an airport, right?
Well, I'm at Kelly's, so I don't know where the nearest airport is from here, but I think it's miles. But
Oh, tell,
you know,
tell Kelly I say hello.
I said this to you before though. Something really strange happens with Kelly's camera, and we reckon it's got something to do with literally on the other side of that camera, outside on the exterior wall. She's got a satellite dish that she used to use for her sky, and it's still active. And when you go onto her camera to observe what's going on in this room, you can't hear, say like I'm standing in this room and Kelly starts talking to me on the camera. She can't hear a single thing I'm saying in this room back at her at the camera. Right? What you can hear is this noise going like a pulsing whoa, whoa, whoa. And it's strange because at certain times the pulse will be going woo, woo, and other times it'll be going quite rapid, like woo, 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 woo. I'll have to show you what I'm on about. It's really strange, and we reckon it's something to do with the dish outside because we can't think what else it could possibly be. Some strange stuff going on with my camera as well because you can hear perfectly both ends on my camera when you click onto my one to see what's going on mine. But if you listen really carefully, it sounds like you can hear voices. As soon as you click on the mic and you say something, and then you release the mic, and then you listen in, you can hear feedback. Um, but you can make out like as if you're slightly tuned in, not quite right onto a radio station, sort of, and you can hear like talking. You can't quite make out words properly, but it does sound like if you listen hard enough, like there's some sort of conversation going on.
Could that be like a police van?
I don't know. I don't know whether it's picking up other people's TVs or radio frequencies or what it is, but if you listen really hard, you can hear something. You can hear something. I'll do a video of that as well, and I'll ask people, what do you think? Is it just me hearing stuff? Can you hear stuff? There's a way around it. I'll just screen record it and I'll put the volume up, and you can just judge for yourself what you reckon. Leave your comments and that, and see what you think. Be interested
Oh,
to see
yeah,
what other people
I got to
say
ask
about
you something too.
it. So,
Ham radio operators. You have to have a license for this, but also for your car.
say what?
Yeah, ham radio operators. You need a license to operate one. But I've seen this strange license plate, and I asked the older gentleman that was standing beside me, I said, what is that license plate? I said, that is really strange. He says, oh, he's a ham radio operator. Do you have that in England too?
Is that like a CB? Is it like a CB radio?
Yeah, ham radio
Yeah,
operator. Yeah, it's similar to CB radio, but
I,
you can go worldwide.
I wouldn't know much. I don't know. I'm gonna guess maybe, probably.
Plus, you have to have a pretty good antenna.
My dad, my dad, my mate used to have one of those CB, and he used to.
Dave's on. I'm
Pardon?
lurking as I'm up in 5 hours. Good to see you. Hi,
Oh,
Dave.
yeah, that was ages ago. That was. I can't remember what
Oh,
time. It was towards the beginning. That was.
I
He's
just saw the
probably.
chat.
Well, for the
Excuse
last
me.
few days now, every time I've tried to sneak on during work, I'm either like on the last hour or so of work and I've snuck on to talk to him, or I'm going home and he's halfway through his stream anyway. And I had every intention to come on literally after I finished my chippy so that I could get to talk to him, but I've ended up doing a late one again. I do want to talk to him, um, which is why I'm going to try my best this weekend to try and do one that's more appropriate for everyone in the middle of the day so I can get more people talking.
Yeah. Well, you're off till Thursday, you said?
Yeah, next Thursday is when I go back to work. Kelly's birthday on Wednesday, so
Cool.
we'll be drinking some cocktails and enjoying ourselves.
Nice.
Yeah.
Any big plans?
Not at the moment. We're going to work some out over the weekend. Figure out. Hopefully the weather will be nice as well, so we can maybe go out somewhere and have a picnic. I love doing that with her. I love going to like a nice lakeside while the weather's warm, and you can find some trees to shade in. Find a nice deck somewhere and sit right on the edge of the deck, looking out to the water, feeding the birds, and just admire the fish going by in the lake, and just looking over on the other side at people walking by in the distance, and just nature going by. And I love that sort of thing. I do.
And I saw on YouTube.
Oh yes, Adam's here. How you doing, Ad? I just popped. I was on the he was on the PlayStation having a smoke. Yeah, doing great, mate. How are you? Nice and stoned, are we? What you smoking, mate? Oh, I want to get some of that permanent marker that Dave's been smoking. Oh, tell you that guy's going to get me smoking again. The way he describes stuff. So,
I saw on YouTube they go out on the banks of the Thames at low tide
yeah,
and they find all kinds of stuff. Coins. They
my
find
mate does that. He does the magnet on a string, and you take it down deep in the rivers and the lakes, and you pull stuff up, and you get some of these people that find unexploded bombs and mortars and that.
oh my god,
Yeah,
yeah. Oh geez.
like in America where you have these YouTube divers, and they'll go down there and they're finding like all sorts of mad stuff, and they'll find guns, and they have to call the police over to find out if the gun is registered or linked to a crime and stuff like. Have you seen them?
Yes, yes.
They're finding all sorts. They're finding
The guy was taken to
assault
court
rifles.
or something. He
What?
found that car with the girl that disappeared.
Yeah. Oh, are you on about yeah, Kelly what um Adventures with Purpose? Are you on about them guys?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's great, he is. Wow. I say he's great. He was great when he was running his channel. But personally, in my opinion and Kelly's, the people that have took over his channel now, because you don't see that much of him now, who started it, the people that took over, I don't like them as much as when the original guys were doing it. They give a little tiny bit of a different vibe to the channel now. They're still pretty much doing a good job, but
I heard that he had to go to court for something.
yeah, from what I gather, they had like a bit of a blowout, um, and then there was some sort of court business going on. Oh, what's he saying?
And over here in the news, we have this psychopathic killer. Um, they've put him in medium lockup. He's in prison for life. He has no remorse, no feelings. He's really out there.
Yeah, definitely needs to be in there for life. You don't
Yeah.
want
So
someone like
they
that
want
getting
him
in.
in maximum. They want him in maximum. He was never supposed to go in medium.
No, that's messed up. That is.
And
That just
now on our news too, all the immigrants that came up from Mexico and Venezuela and that through the American border, they brought up here. We're sending them back to the US. And I'm there, how could you play with people's lives like that? It's
when you
disgusting.
said that, it reminds me of when I saw going back about 5, 6 years ago. I watched this video where there was this guy somewhere in America, I assume it was, and he was running around out in the street completely naked, and someone's in their car filming this guy, and you just see him come running at the car.
Smashing his head.
Yeah, he jumps on the car and starts jumping on the roof of the car, and then he starts putting the bloody windscreen in with his feet. And the guy's naked, and he's like absolutely psycho. And it's like, what the hell, man? Is he possessed or what's going on here? Mind control of some kind. The guy's that is he like taking meth or something? Guy's off his rocker.
I heard about that. Apparently, it was some kind of parasite he had in the brain.
Yeah, you know what I'm on about then.
Yeah. And there was another one. A man is walking along this bridge, the crosswalk, and this guy comes running at him and started cannibalizing him while he's alive, like ripped half his face off and was eating him.
Jesus. Wow,
Yeah.
really?
The cops shot him dead because he wouldn't stop. Oh, freaky. Out of
Yeah.
nowhere, this guy is running at you and attacks you and starts eating you. Oh,
Do
crap.
you know what that reminds me of? Randomly now, when that woman was with her friend and she had you're gonna know about this one. She had a pet chimpanzee, and the chimpanzee ripped the woman's
Yes.
face off. And
Yeah.
there's a 911 call, and you can hear the woman saying, my friend, her face is missing. The chimpanzee's gone crazy." You know the one, don't you?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
Everyone
that's
knows about
really.
that. Bloody hell! It's like, what did the woman do, or what kind of trauma did that chimp go through to cause it to lose its mind like that? and rip its owner's face off, or was it a friend? Pretty sure it was the owner's face, and the friend was
Yeah.
the one called. Like, what causes an animal to do that? It just went nuts and ripped her face off.
And then this woman had a 5, 6 foot python that would sleep with her. And then she woke up a couple of nights and the snake is full length. So she took it to the vet to see if there was something wrong with it. And the vet said, no, it's measuring you. It's going to eat you. That was the end of her pet. She gave it away.
So hold on. It was stretched out full length,
Full length,
and she
like
was.
measuring itself, her body with its body.
It was
So the
actually
vet
doing
said,
that. Right. I've always known, growing up, that certain animals have got a certain stage of intelligence, but just recently, in the last few weeks, I've been watching some animal videos, right, and starting to realize just how smart these animals are. Like, for
yeah,
instance, off the top of my head, I don't know if the animal was a trained animal, and I'll send the video to you if you haven't seen it already. But there's this news clip of a squirrel, if you haven't seen it, from Australia. There's this news clip where there's a squirrel, flying squirrel, that breaks into someone's kitchen. Uh, I'm assuming to get some nuts or some food of some kind. Realise it's knocked some stuff over and has caused a scene, a crime scene. So the clever thing tries to fake its own death scene, like, you know what I mean? And it doesn't. It realizes that it doesn't look very convincing. So it goes to one of these dustpan and brush kind of things with the
yeah,
longs with the pan.
yeah,
It
blue
goes up
stick.
to one of them, knocks it over, it flips underneath it, so it traps its body underneath it, and it lies there. And then it realizes that's not probably convincing enough. So it grabs the bloody stick end of it, puts it over closer to its neck, and then puts its arm out. You got to see it, man. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. And it made me wonder, did someone train it to do that, or is that squirrel really that clever? And it made me think to myself, if that's real and it's not been like fixed, like like you know, animated, uh, or it's a trained squirrel. If that squirrel genuinely did do that, that is fucking amazing, man, for a squirrel to do that.
Or this
Uh,
guy finds a baby raccoon, he nurses it to health.
and like
And
another video, I saw a video on. I was just getting ready to go to bed, and I had all the. I'd watch what I wanted to watch on my actual phone after I unhooked my phone from the TV, and then whatever videos was on the screen, sort of thing. And I noticed there was one with a big, massive bumblebee on this woman's hand, and it said something like "My friend the bumblebee." So I thought, go on then, I'll watch this. And it was all about this queen bumblebee that she had no wings, and she found this bumblebee that was an old queen that was getting ready to die. She'd lost her wings through whatever, and she'd fall asleep on the woman's hand while she's stroking her, and she'd fall asleep on her hand, and she'd just leave her like that on her hand while she's doing her stuff, and the bee would fall asleep just no wings and that, man. And the one day she had her out, and she fell asleep and she died on her hand. And I just thought it was a really sad story, and
yeah,
it made
I
me think to
saw
myself,
that.
even this God's creature is like small as a bee, with the intelligence like that to like become that woman's friend and crawl all over her hand and take nectar, sugary water solutions and whatnot off her
Yeah.
hand and fall asleep. it just made me start realizing just recently some of the stuff I've been watching that like nature really is amazing, and don't um don't mistake how really intelligent these creatures are, man.
And then up north, a polar bear is up on the guy's balcony, and he's there like, oh crap, that's a big one. And he has a tin can. His tongue is stuck in a tin can, and
Oh,
he's
I think
asking
I've
the
seen
guy
this one. The
to
guy
hold it.
tries to help it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Finally, it got free. But like the
yeah,
bear wanted to come in the house. No, 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 not in the house. No.
yeah. Another one that I saw was it was either a bobcat or a lynx, but then it might have been a coyote. I don't know, but it got trapped in a trap or something. It trapped its foot in a animal trap of some sort, and the guy put a board right up against the thing while he's trying to release its paw, and the thing's
Yeah,
trying to get at him because he thinks it's being attacked. And then when he realizes, as soon as he's took the trap off his paw, then removed the board, usually a bobcat or whatever would go for. I think it might have actually been a coyote now. It would usually at that distance go for a guy in defence. But as soon as he
yeah,
moved the board and realised his paw was free, he looked at the man and went, "Oh, I see what you're doing now." And he ran the other way, like as if to say, he looked at him, but thanked him, and then he ran. And there's
yeah.
another one. Well, what was I going to say now? Uh, some tigers, some tigers, um, being taunted by some kids, and this one tiger, once it got the chance, went out of its way to target one particular kid. And there's another one that I thought of that's very similar, where some school kids were throwing stuff into an area where they were in a zoo or something, where there was loads of chimpanzees or gorillas or something, and smacked a chimp or whatever in the face with a bottle or something. And
Oh, dear.
the chimp waited and targeted that specific child that did that to it, and attacked her or something like that. Anyway, like recently, I've been listening and watching videos, like I said, about animals, and it's just thought, wow, they really are smart, you know.
Yeah. I saw one with a bear that had been in a cage for like 20 years, never saw grass.
You know about the squirrel video, do you, Adam? You seen that? You got to see it, Marge. I'll send you the link to it. I
Or the
want.
gorilla, the woman is there holding her newborn baby. They're at the zoo, and the gorilla's tapping on the glass. He wants to see the baby. I thought, wow, that is really intelligent. And another one, she in her purse she has some gummies, candy.
Have you seen the
And
one where a baby actually falls into either a gorilla's den or
yeah,
chimps or something? I think it's gorillas, and the gorillas go up to it and they start playing with the baby, dragging it and everything. And I think it was like the leader of the gorillas or something, or a female gorilla, realizes, has the brains to realize it's a baby child, and shoos all the others away from it and starts mothering it and looking after it. Have you seen that one?
yeah, and brought it over to the entrance.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah.
the one.
Yeah, she chased the others away. She stood the young boy up and brought it to the entrance so the zookeepers could get the baby or the child. Yeah, that was awesome. We had gone to a zoo and the placard says rhinoceros. And I said to my husband, I don't see anything. I just see two big boulders. I don't see no rhinoceros. Do you see the rhinoceros, John? He goes, no. And then this big dust cloud. Oh, crap. There he is. He's huge. It wasn't a boulder, it was the rhinoceros. Well, it's raining again here. We need it. We need it. Move
Yeah.
north. Move north.
Um, how do I do this? Can you still see me?
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. How do I do this now? So you can
Oh,
still hear me, and you can still hear me.
you're frozen, but I can hear you.
That's good enough. It's because I'm on WhatsApp to get this link. Um, Kelly's the one that sent me this, and she's like, "You got to see this, man." Try and see if I can find it. Got to be close now. Oh, is that it? Is that it? Hold on. Is this it? This is it. You still hear me, yeah?
Yep, I still hear you.
Cool, cool. Share.
I was watching a mother with her toddler in a horse stable, and I think she was grooming the horse. And the baby points and says, he pooped. And the mother says, yeah, he made a big poop. And the horse shakes its head, yes. And then the baby says to the horse, pointing its finger, you poop. And the horse shakes his head, yes.
Really? There's the link to that anyway. You got to see that one. Oh my God. Tell me what you think. I mean, that squirrel has either got to be the smartest squirrel in the world, or that is like a trained squirrel or something, man.
That was on YouTube, eh?
Yeah, well, it says it's come from a TikTok, but I'm assuming you can watch it on YouTube.
Because I just saw briefly a squirrel with a broom over its body.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know it was that one.
You gotta see
Oh,
it, man, because just just the way it flips over and puts the broom over it in the first place and then lies there is funny. But then it looks and it goes, oh no, and grabs it and then puts it over it and puts its arm out just as a finishing touch.
it can't
It's
get better than that.
amazing.
It's
It's
comedians.
amazing.
Some that have become comedians.
And I kept looking at it over and over again, and I'm thinking to myself, if that's genuine and that squirrel hasn't been trained and it's genuinely done that all by itself, how long is that squirrel willing to lie there? And who's he waiting for? And what's the motive behind it? What does that squirrel think it's going to get out of lying there pretending to be dead?
Okay, England. The guy owns one of those wiry coated dogs. I forget the name. Has like a beard. It's tan and black colored. Schnauzer? It's curly, curly fur, like wiry. It's rough. When you pet it, it's not a soft fur. Anyways, he goes for a walk with the dog and he stops in at the pub. And the dog also has a beer with him. Okay, so he can't walk the dog that day. So his girlfriend or wife is taking the dog for a walk, or I should say the dog is taking her. And they stop at the dog stops at the pub and he's going to go in and she's pulling, no, no, you can't go in there. So then the dog lays down like, I'm dying, I need a beer. She ends up carrying the dog, and the men inside, you could hear them laughing. So now
Wow.
she knows where her significant other goes all the time.
Oh my God. An alcoholic dog.
And then these big workhorses in the summer, they need to sweat with the heat. They like their beer. Beer makes them sweat.
Oh,
You- And they look forward to it.
I have to have bitter. I do when I drink. I can't. I can't tolerate too much lager because the gas. It makes me really gassy, man. So
Yeah.
I have to have bitter, or I'll have cocktails or something like that for the flavors.
Yeah, I can't drink a full can of beer or a bottle of beer. I have to cut it with ginger ale.
I stick off my mates when I'd go drinking with them because I'd always be teased that I'm drinking girly drinks because they're all fruity kind of drinks and that, I like the flavour. I mean, beer doesn't really taste nice, really, does it all that much?
But I like the Indian Pale. I don't like that Guinness black or brown
Oh,
beer.
can't stand Guinness. Oh, personally, you might as well, from what I remember trying it, you might as well drink vinegar
Molasses.
mixed drink vinegar mixed with maybe Marmite. It was really strange, very malty.
Chunky. Yeah. So it's 1:30 by you. So you're gonna go hit the sack?
I haven't checked the time. 1:29. One nearly it's nearly 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I should have gone to bed, to be fair, half an hour ago.
Yeah.
Uh, how's your decorating coming on anyway?
How's my what?
You decorating?
Oh,
Yeah.
everything's on hold till my eye is better. I can
Oh,
see
I
that it's a
told you,
bit
did I?
foggy. I don't even have my AC in because with the sanding that I was doing, I was afraid to wreck the motor in the AC because that's what happened with my smoke alarm. It somehow the dust got in and killed the battery. I guess it overheated or something. I don't know. The smoke alarm is the battery is supposed to be good for 10 years. So the landlord gave me a new one to install, but once I'm finished sanding and painting, I'll put it off. Just hope for the best that there's no fires.
Gotta test my smoke alarms as well.
Do the firemen ever go to house by you?
I've had a call for them to come out that I've had to keep putting off and off and off and off, and they've got sick of phoning me that many times. The last time they phoned, I said, look, this ain't fair on you. So when I've got time, do you want me to phone you? And they says, well, what it is we've got you on the book as a call, and because it hasn't been resolved yet, you're still on the book as an open job to call. So I says, well, take me off the book then, and when I'm ready to have you guys come round, I'll call you and book it in. And he said, yeah, that's fair. He said, so I can take you off the book. But yeah, I've got to get them guys to come in. Uh, I've had the council send me some letters to say they want to do an annual gas safety check on my flat, even though it's not gas in that I use in my flat now, it's all electric. But because the building used to have gas, it's still got old gas pipes in it that have been
Oh,
like all cocked off with a stopcock. Um, so they have to check that anyway, just to be safe. I got a letter through the door, and it was a final warning saying, despite several times putting a calling card through the door and several letters, you've failed to contact us. But that's not true because when they phoned me last week on the job, I actually left a voice message saying, you're wasting your time trying to contact me in the morning because I'm not here because I'm working mornings. So I says, if you can arrange an appointment, call me back and we can arrange an appointment that's more of a more appropriate time for me. We can get this sorted. But I never got anything back. But then, like I say, they sent me a letter the other day saying we just need to get access to your property so that we can do an annual gas safety check, but we also need to check your smoke alarms. We need to check this, we need to check that, you need to check the other. And I was like, well, hold on. You was banging on about just doing a gas safety check and everything, so why are you turning around now saying not that it bothers me that much, but why do they have to throw all that into the letter they've sent me now? Oh no, like I thought I could. I've got the fire brigade to go and do my smoke alarms and that. So
The city here are sending the police to residences to check on the elderly.
yeah, I would imagine. Yeah.
That's never happened before here.
Oh, that's going to be happening over. I remember that. Remember that one year where what year was it now, March? Where it was hot and
Oh yeah, we
everywhere.
had like
Remember
300
where it
seniors die.
died? Yeah, and everyone was buying fans. Everyone went fan crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That was
these
crazy.
elder apartment
Elderly
homes.
suffered bad that year. I can't even remember when it was. I'll never forget it though.
Maybe 4 or 5 years ago, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. I just remember how nuts it was. I was coming back every day, hearing on the news how many elderly people had died because of the heat, and it was actually worrying me. I was like, oh God. I remember getting really bad headaches as well. I'm not looking forward to it this year. Like now, the weather we're getting now, when it is hot,
And
I'm
isn't
getting.
it El Nino now?
Sorry, Marge, what was that?
Isn't it an El Nino now?
An owl?
El Nino.
What's that?
It's the Pacific Ocean really warms up a lot, but now it's moved inland. The Earth is warming up a lot.
Yeah, it is. Right, we're starting to. I didn't know this until this happened in 2005, but apparently, as a a stat, statistical fact, I can't say. I'm tired. Can't say my words properly. You know what I mean, though.
Yeah, yeah,
As a statistic,
yeah.
apparently we're supposed to be. It's been said that we're the number one tornado country of the world. But I always thought that was Tornado Valley in the US. But apparently we get more tornadoes over here, but they're just really small. But we get more of them. But in 2005, Equinox, I think it was, did a documentary thing about the 2005 tornado that we had that I actually witnessed it myself because it came over the factory that I was working at the time. I actually witnessed it moving around in the clouds and everything, the damage it done. And after that, I started finding some stuff out, and we're getting more and more severe weather, and we're getting more tornadoes over here. London's getting more tornadoes in the summer times now. Um, and
Italy.
Italy,
Yeah, weren't they? First of all, in Venice, the canals went really low,
yeah.
and then was it last week they were flooded? I don't know. I saw somewhere. I thought it was Italy that got flooded. What the hell's going on?
No, I know. This is what I was saying to you from the start, man. A lot of crazy stuff going on this year. Loads of weird stuff.
And
So,
then you have a guy there in England who's talking about the axis flipping.
yeah,
We have one more degree to go and it'll flip.
yeah.
He's some kind of astronomer or something.
There's so many channels that are saying all sorts of different things about all these different things that I'm interested in now, like with space. what's going on with space, talking about the sun and the movement of the sun and the system coming in and the alignment of the planets and the fake alien invasion and what's going on in other countries, what's going on with the war and all this. Is there's so much stuff going on in my head and me, so much to ponder about. It's like, what is actually going on, man? What is actually going on this year? Like,
Okay, 37 countries have now gone to BRICS. No more American dollar. Then I heard last week France is going to BRICS.
wow,
And I'm thinking, okay, NATO is slowly falling apart now.
yeah. It's another thing as well. I'm starting to hear people saying things are coming to an end now. The system's collapsing. The cabal know they've got a lot to answer to now, and things are going to get found out, and there's no hiding it now. I'm hearing a lot of this now. I'm hearing a lot of this, like in some of the videos I've been watching on that coast to coast. I was gonna say to you earlier, and a few of the channels I've been watching, they're all starting to more or less say the same sort of things, and I've been hearing the same sort of thing for years now, where people keep saying, "Oh, things are going to get better and we're winning and all that," and you keep on holding on, don't you?
We shall see. Well, with the internet, it's worldwide, and people are fed up, and they're saying it, and they're publishing it. What's going on, you know?
I'm guessing in the next couple of weeks from now to the best part of a month, I reckon we're going to see something shocking. Like someone's actually going to show an alien body, or it's like with that video of what do you think of that video with the aliens in the back garden thing?
It's weird.
It is, isn't it? I mean,
And he
I
went
have,
on YouTube. He did go on YouTube and explained himself and everything that had happened.
I haven't seen that yet.
And now they've gone quiet. It's like the house is dark constantly. They're like off the grid in their home. Don't bother me.
Did you get to did you get to watch that video then? Like, there's
Yeah,
another video where he goes into detail.
yeah. I saw three of them actually.
Wow, can you
And
still see
that's
these
the
videos?
last one I saw. I think the channel is Chaos, and he said that okay, this happened in the beginning of May. The sheriff instructed the police to put cameras all over their property. May 27th, the sheriff said, okay, take them down. And then that incident went on YouTube. So why take the cameras down
Yeah,
when
it's what you were
he
saying. Yeah,
hasn't
yeah.
put it on the internet? Like, it's really, really weird. And then the policewoman went back on
Back, yeah,
her
what you
own. She
were
was
saying.
off
Yeah.
duty to serve her own curiosity. And the kid said there was a black USV with blackened windows hanging out. And then a reporter came on. He said that black USV was me. I was watching the house, hoping that one of them would come out and I could go and question them, but nobody ever came out. So I just sat there. And he says, and then I left. But he says that black USV was my vehicle sitting there. But George Knapp, he said all this is true. Like, he found no falsehoods. Like, they were saying that circle was done by one of the vehicles, but there's no tracks leaving. There's a circle in the yard where that thing had landed. And the
Oh,
kids said it landed, and everything, all the cameras that they had, all the electronics went out. And he says he's looking at it, and everything was blurry. He says it was like a shock wave or something. Everything had gone blurry, and it disappeared. Then him and his dad and brother went out looking around, and they saw one hiding behind the tractor trailer. And he said it was grayish green, very, very tall. He said it was 8, 9 feet tall. Now they're saying on the news, they're saying 10 feet tall, like making a joke out of it.
Yeah.
And the mother, it's a female voice with her cell phone, and they're by the gate. And you see a dark, shadowy thing there. And then she goes running, and there's Spanish or something. And I don't know, it was really creepy.
Wow. I seen a video, I think, who might have been Mr. MBB333. The video I seen though, it does show you the back garden and all that, and it plays in slow motion. But I was looking everywhere in the background just to try and make out some sort of movement or figure or whatever, and
It's
I
to the
couldn't see
right.
it.
It's to the right, just above the fence, the top of the fence. You
And
see
you
a
can
dark
barely
nose,
see.
but it goes by quick. But on another channel, they zoomed in and they used different, like you're looking at it, it looks like a black and white photo,
Yeah.
and you see it with big eyes, and its mouth is open, like the kid had said. It had big eyes, and it opened its mouth.
Oh, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I still hear you.
Can you hear the video that I'm playing right now?
No, I hear garble.
Oh, sorry. Oh, what I'll do is instead, I'll watch that later.
But somebody posted on their Ring, the doorbell has a camera on it.
Yeah.
This alien creature passed by his Ring doorknob thing, doorbell, whatever you call that thing.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, okay, that's got to be a mask. That can't be real. But the neighbors were also saying that weird stuff had happened. So I don't know.
I'm gonna check that out. Do you know what? Do you know what the what have I got to type in to look for that?
Like the next one I'm going to look at again is Chaos, Chaos, and he has a black and white photo of it. I'm going to go look at that again because I just saw it like briefly.
I wish I could see my bloody display screen. Yeah,
I'm going to let you go because it's almost,
I was just about to say anyway. I'm thinking of going to bed now. I'm going anyway.
yeah. So you take care.
Yeah, and you. Thanks for coming
Stay
on,
healthy.
Marge.
Yeah.
And Adam, if you're still there, and if Dave's still listening, thanks for coming on, guys. Try and do another one sometime tomorrow. Hopefully not late. Maybe we can have a more in-depth conversation about things.
Yeah. It was nice chatting.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, Marge. It's been great.
So you take care.
Yeah, and you. Take care.
Oh, okay.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye for now. Bye bye.